introduction. Hi everyone, it's Andy from Iceland Moshpit here with Kee Marcello. Welcome.
Thank you.
You finally made it.
We did.
Yeah, slowly but surely got here eventually.
Yeah.
So, are you looking forward to tonight's show?
Definitely, it's going to be a blast. First of all, I haven't played in the UK for decades.
Yeah.
Well, I did a gig in London at the Underworld, but that was in 2003, I guess.
Right.
So it's been over 10 years.
Also, it's like a baptism of fire, really, for you coming back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, has it been, as you say, because it's been such a long time, 10 years, 11 years, was that something consciously that was, or is it just the way things just happen to happen for you?
Not really, and also I've been really keeping busy as well. I mean, this is my fourth solo album coming out now, Judas Kiss, and I've been touring a lot, but just not in the UK for some reason. I didn't have a UK manager or UK label or anything like that, so I really didn't have a lot of business here. And you can tour in so many places all over the world.
Well, this is it. It's kind of like if you think about the world and how many places you can go to. I've talked to bands about this before where they'll come and do a UK tour, and by the time they've gone to Asia, they've gone to Africa, South America,
Right.
There's so many places you can go to. It's 4 or 5 years before you ever come back to somewhere.
Right, yeah.
And if you get such a good reaction somewhere, wherever you are, you want to go back and see those people. And it's unfortunate for you, it's just not been back in the UK.
No, it's been, coincidences and conditions and what I do and so forth. I mean, obviously I have quite a following in Latin countries, so that's where the emphasis has been. And but it's always special to go to the UK. I mean, this is where rock and roll comes from, and you can feel it when you're here and all that.
And obviously this festival, this festival, the guys who run this festival, I say it at most interviews, but for us, they treat us like family, and you can see the band's reactions when they come, because I think the fans here specifically are more connoisseurs of music as opposed to a general fan, because they go and watch every band or as many bands as physically possible. So
I know, that's another thing that goes with it.
They might, obviously we've got my daughter with us today. She's learning what her mum and dad do as a hobby, and it's kind of like, you've seen the bands on stage, get to know them, because I always pride myself in saying, if someone's got a new album out or on the verge of being out, I don't want to listen to it till after spoken to the guys, because you get preconceived ideas of the bands.
Right.
And I think on interviews, for me, I don't like that, because if you made your opinion up of someone already, you're not going to get to know the person. You're not going to get to know behind the music, because obviously for yourself in particular, you've had an eclectic career with so many influences and various things, and obviously, as you said, third solo album.
The fourth
solo album.
Yeah.
So let's concentrate on the last solo album.
Right.
Is there any track off that would epitomise you for people that don't know of, not heard of you in so long?
Okay, I would have to say "Dog Eat Dog" because of the attitude. It's an old school hard rock song with a metal sound, but a bluesy kind of vibe to it.
Yeah. So it brings in all your influences all into one kind of just.
Absolutely,
boom.
but also melodic. And which what our sound is known for is the melodic solos. It's part of that as well.
Yeah.
And with a pretty good lyric as well. It's about greed, which is
greed is everywhere, isn't it? Let's be
everywhere,
honest. It's one of those 7 deadly sins that you just everywhere you turn to, no matter what it is.
Right.
Obviously, with your career, as it's gone on and on, you must have seen tremendous changes in the rock industry, in the music, not just from the fans' perspective, but from technology and the way to record albums. Because when I talk to legends like yourself, we talk about when you used to record the early albums, it was kind of like more of a live sound. You just kind of did it on reel to reel.
To be quite frank, I miss that. I miss those days. I mean, it was something special about going to the studio. First of all, it's really expensive, so you had to have your shit together, so to speak.
Of course.
I mean, you got to be rehearsed. You got to know the songs, and then there's something about those 2-inch reels when you play and and you go on red and you just have to perform. It doesn't exist anymore. With the computers, and I'm guilty as well. Guilty as charged. I have a computer as well, and it's all computer based. But philosophically, it's not the same thing because you can do how many takes you want.
Yeah, exactly. And what I used to like about listening to the albums is you get a natural, organic warmth with the reel-to-reel.
Yeah.
Whereas it's cold, hard on digital.
It's a big difference.
Yeah. And the one other important thing, which is coming back at the moment with the vinyl, is the artwork.
Yeah.
Get a single download.
Oh God.
You don't get that, and it's kind of like you look at prized albums over the past. I mean, for me, Iron Maiden's always going to be there for me as one of those bands I will always treasure. Yeah. And you look back at their album covers and with Eddie and everything, and you just miss that sort of thing.
Yeah. It was a piece of art that comes with a good piece of music. I mean, and it's not that way anymore.
No.
And another thing that people forget, that time pressure is really good for some bands. You know, you're doing a song and a guy is standing there and saying, "You got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We have to nail this guy right now. Otherwise, we can't afford to rent another day. That puts something into music. You have to perform when you have to be focused on all that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like now, when I look at it, a lot of bands have followed the Alice Cooper thing where they'll do the shock rock type thing where they want to showcase. So they do something where it's not necessarily shocking now, but it's something to be memorable by.
Right.
And they're following that trend. But it never used to be like that. It used to be the music was the key. It never used to be, you, as long as you could perform and play the songs live on stage, people used to come to the shows, didn't they? It was never a case of you've got to have this big image. You just played what you loved and that was it. And like you say, it's something that's heavily missed, I think.
I think so too. And it's kind of backwards when you first need the media attention and then the music comes kind of after that. It's doesn't
it's upside down in it at the end of the day. It's the wrong way around. So for tonight's show, as it's a very special show for you because it's the first time in 10 years since you've been to the UK, is there anything special planned for tonight's show, or is it just kind of you giving all out?
Yeah, I've been working on the set list to try to get like a good mix of everything from my career, so to speak. So we can expect stuff from my soul albums and a couple of Europe tracks, and even an old Easy Action song.
Wow! Oh, geez, it's going to be a hell of a great show.
Yeah, I think it's.
It's for you specifically now, because the amount of albums and when you back out with Europe and everything, it must be.
Excuse me, let me just turn this off.
It's all right. My phone normally goes off all the time. It must be one of those that it must be difficult narrowing down what tracks to play on show, especially in festivals, because you don't get your usual 90 minutes that you want to play. I mean, it must be, especially for you, because fans will want to hear tracks from Europe. They'll want to hear some of the new tracks.
Right.
And you want to not only be there for the crowd to give them what they want to hear, but you want to play what you want to play.
Yeah.
It must be very difficult to get that nice, fine mix.
Yeah. I think I got it though.
You think you got it?
I'm very confident now. But we'll see.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, what keeps your motivation going at the moment? Because again, it's been such a long career.
Well, the thing is, I think it's curiosity basically. I mean, I'm still curious and hungry about what can we do, what kind of songs can I write, and how can we make it sound. It's all about liking good music, and
of course it
so
is.
far I actually, since I first picked up the guitar, I got an electric guitar when I was 13 for a Christmas gift, and I used a piece of crap guitar really for 100 crowns, 10 pounds, and but ever since that was instant love, and it never really changed.
I was going to say, I got my first guitar when I was 13, and I lived off it. I mean, I'm 34 now, and even though I'm not in a band and I'm behind the scenes now doing the media thing, which is a hobby and I love it to pieces, but my acoustic guitar's always there. Like this morning, waiting for everyone to get up to come down, I was playing, writing tracks, because it's just something that I find it a stress relief. That no matter what the day job or whatever throws at you, you can sit there, you can play a tune, you get such a good idea. I mean, lyrically I'm horrendous, and there's something that I'm not a great storyteller. And I think for seeing you on stage, providing that sort of storytelling, which for me lacks, it makes me more, gives me more of a humility watching like yourself on stage, because I can see that it's just something you can do. Like for me, as a radiographer, I take X-rays as a job. For me, it's second nature, and I love doing it.
Right.
But I know my limitations with music.
Right.
But seeing someone take my childhood dream and still be doing it after all these years, and hearing the tracks of child, it's kind of like, wow.
But that's what it is, music. I mean, this kind of music that I like, it's a love affair, you know. It doesn't really matter how much money you earn doing it. I mean, of course, money matters, but I always manage to, you know, to keep the business side kind of clean. But nevertheless, if I would have to take a day job, you know, I would still play this kind of music because I love it. It's a love affair.
Well,
I'm a fan of it. It's not a business. It's not a business I'm running. It's a love affair.
Yeah, I think that's an absolutely poetic and beautiful way to finish this interview. A love affair with music. That's amazing. Thank you very much for that, Kee. It's been an absolute pleasure.